Come through here.
Never heard of the Millennium Falcon?
Should I have?
It's a ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Kessel Run Weekly. My name's Kristen.
And I'm Danny. Today, we actually have quite a lot for you guys. We have a really exciting interview that we actually got our first Star Wars actor on the show.
We did.
Yes.
Very cool.
Very, very exciting. It was a really fun conversation that we had with him. And so we'll be presenting that later in our episode. But first, we want to start with the news, Kristen, because we've got a lot of news this week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start with the news?
Absolutely. So our first piece of news, we've got a Cassian Andor series coming to the Disney streaming service.
I was about to leave. I came as fast as I could.
Yes, and we realized it was put out that the new Disney service is going to be called Disney Plus. And it's not even like plus, like Plus. It's a plus sign.
Because it's edgy.
So edgy. Whatever.
Which I think is kind of cool. It kind of makes sense, you know?
Does it though?
I think it does.
Okay. So yes, a new series coming to Disney Plus. It's supposed to go into production next year, right?
Yes, absolutely. And so, for one, I didn't expect Cassian Andor, of all characters, to get his own series. Did you?
I mean, not really. If anything, I would have kind of expected Jin.
Really?
Which, I mean, we got a lot of Jin, but we didn't get the in-between, like, of what happened after she was, other than when she first got with Saw versus when we met her for the first time in Rogue One.
Yeah, see, I would have almost expected more a Baze and Chirrut kind of thing.
That'd be cool, too, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm excited about it, though, because it's supposed to be kind of like a rebel spy adventure of the week kind of thing, which, I mean, Cassian did say he's been in this fight since he was 6 years old. So that means we got quite a lot of time to fill in for this series.
True statement. Maybe we'll get a little bit of what inspired him to be in the fight, or maybe he never really
left the fight. No,
maybe he never really joined it. Maybe it was just in front of him. You know what I mean?
Or what if every episode starts with him shooting somebody in the back?
You stop it.
My arm! I can't climb!
Sure, terrible. Whatever. So, it's supposed to be, obviously, prior events to Rogue One.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah, so the obviously.
I like how that's, like, said. It's, like, really pointed out that it has to be prior to Rogue One. Yeah.
In case you might have been confused.
I was totally thinking it was going to be after Rogue One.
Set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi.
Or maybe it could have been, like, the little bit of time we didn't see him. Like, what was he doing?
Right.
Before we met him in Rogue One.
When he was off screen, what was he doing?
Right. Like, I just need all that, like, background noise. So, I just sound stupid saying it.
Well, in the official description on StarWars.com, it describes it as a rousing spy thriller that will explore tales filled with espionage and daring missions to restore hope to a galaxy in the grip of a ruthless empire. Ooh. See, I'm excited about it.
I mean, yeah,
It's like a super spy kind of thing. Like, it's not something we've really seen from Star Wars. Like, we got very little of it in Rogue One, kind of a feel for it, but we haven't really gotten like that spy kind of thing. Like, what were these people doing that Cassian had said in the movie had done all these horrible things, had done all these questionable things in the name of the rebellion? I'm interested to see what happens there.
Yeah. I agree. I think it'll be really cool. I'm very excited. No release date has been set, but we'll I'll keep an eye on. I'm sure they'll start releasing some stuff here soon, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more information on like really the plot, I guess, and more characters in it, so that way we can kind of start filling some holes, maybe.
Oh, definitely. And you know what this makes me excited for? Star Wars Celebration in Chicago.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because we haven't gotten trailers. We're nearing the end of the year, and April's just right around the corner.
Oh, stop it.
So we're not going to get anything before Celebration. So can you imagine all of the trailers that we're going to get of these things?
Mm-mm.
The Mandalorian, Cassian Andor, all this kind of stuff. So
I can't think about it.
Your mind will explode. That's why.
It probably will.
It probably
honestly.
will.
But jumping into our other news segment, I guess.
Actually, the latest of the latest news.
The latest of the latest. So it was released that Pedro Pascal was going to be the lead role in none other than The Mandalorian. Yeah, so we're pretty excited. We, got hit with that Star Wars bomb that, we were going to get The Mandalorian, and we really didn't get much else, so...
Didn't really know who was attached to it or anything like that, yeah.
A lot of theories.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of speculation going on there.
He was actually my fan cast for The Mandalorian, too, which I'm really excited with. Which, for those of you who do not know who Pedro Pascal is, and I've only seen him in one of the things, but he was in Game of Thrones, Prince Oberyn. You were getting there?
I was getting there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he is.
He's Prince Oberyn.
Yes, and if that does not ring a bell to you, he is the one who is from the snake place or whatever.
I'm not sure what the land was called, but he's most known for getting his eyes squished out by the mountains. So.
Yeah, squished out. I think I got squished in.
In, out. I don't know. Things happened. It was bad. But he was really cool. He kind of had that swagger and all this other kind of stuff. And so I'm really excited to see what's going to come of it. But I do need to we do kind of need to give a disclaimer on this, that this is not officially sanctioned by Lucasfilm yet. Not confirmed yet.
What? Yeah,
this is actually coming from Variety.com.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, there are sources. Because Pedro Pascal was actually previously rumored for the role, but one of their sources says that the many actors were being considered, and that now Pedro has been offered the role, and they're in negotiations.
Ugh.
So this isn't official yet. They gotta talk money.
Well,
but I think he'd be cool for The Mandalorian.
Yes, he would be. This is one of the series that's going to be premiering on the Disney streaming service, Disney Plus.
Yes, absolutely.
So, very excited about that.
Very excited. I think it'll be really cool. A lot of cool things coming to that streaming service. Of course, we're going to subscribe.
Well, yeah, I mean, and the crazy, I don't know, I don't know if it was confirmed or not, but I heard it was actually going to be relatively cheap. Mm-hmm. Like $6.
I was about to say, I heard like
$7.
$5 or $6 as a price point,
right?
Which is insanely low compared to what a lot of streaming services are.
Right. I mean, the basic for I think Netflix right now is like 8 or 9, maybe 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like 2 streaming.
Even Hulu's around that, isn't it?
Well, it depends on what you want. Mm-hmm. Right now, you can get it for like $4.99.
Okay.
That's with commercials, and that's only like for a year or something. But
yeah.
I think because we just recently subscribed again, and I think we're paying like $11.99 for the no commercials and
okay,
something like that.
So it's like a convenience fee kind of
thing. It really is. Like, do you want to be bothered with commercials? It's cheaper, but you can pay like $5 more and not have commercials.
Right.
But then the thing that bothers me too is there's still some, like when I watch Grey's Anatomy, apparently that's one of those ones that's like not excluded. So I still have like a commercial before and after.
Joke's on you.
Right. So it's like, what do I pay $11.99 for?
Definitely.
The convenience of watching it.
Right. Yeah, legitimately and not pirately.
We don't pirate things.
Arg. So I'm excited about the Disney service. A lot of cool things are going to be coming to it. And like I said, all of this also means that we're going to have a lot of fun stuff for Celebration coming up too. Yes. So the more that we have announced now, which a lot of announcements are being held back for Celebration. So I'm excited to see what's coming up. Excited to see what we get towards the end of the year and everything. And if anything really else is going to be coming our way.
I'm sure. Disney has they put everything in perfect timing here, so I feel like anyway.
Well, not perfect timing.
As far as announcements go, yes.
Announcements, yes, okay.
Yes, so they're doing it right. They're going to give us all this little bit pieces here, there, and then they're going to drop like a giant Star Wars bomb on us.
Yeah, naturally.
Yeah, of course. A couple of them, actually. A few of them.
Definitely.
A few of them.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be competing up against Detective Pikachu now, so I mean, they're going to have to be on the top of their game.
You can hear him, right?
Pika Pika!
Yeah, Pika Pika Pika, he's adorable.
You're adorable. They can't understand me, kid.
True. Very true.
So that's it for our news this week. Kristen, we have a review from Apple Podcasts.
We do. We advertise after every episode that we would love, love, love for you guys to go and leave us a 5-star review. And it's paying off.
Because you guys are awesome.
Yes, you guys are awesome. So our newest review comes from Grace Croup. And her first little thing says, "This show is the best." And she has like a little rocket with a star going around.
Yeah. It's the Kessel Run.
Yeah. And she says, "I've been a listener of Kessel Run Weekly since the early episodes, thanks to a friend in the Rebel Legion introducing me
Oh, cool.
to Danny and Kristen's show. The commentary is always such a joy to listen to, and I look forward to listening to every episode. Can't wait to meet you two at Celebration. Cheers and love from Buffalo, New York."
Thank you so much, Grace, for that 5-star review. And just like Kristen said, if you leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, we will happily read it on the show because we love you guys. And we love all the feedback you guys give us. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely. So, Kristen, you ready to unveil our super special thing today?
Yes.
So, we actually got to sit down with Temi Blaev of The Last Jedi. Many of you may know as the stable boy or broom boy, depending on who you talk to. He is our secret force wielder at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert!
Right.
So we got a chance to sit down and ask him a few questions and hang out with them for a little bit, and it was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed being able to, I guess, really reach out to you guys and kind of figure out what kind of stuff y'all wanted to know. It was fun sitting down, kind of figuring out what we wanted to know, and just kind of speculate. Because obviously he couldn't give us too many details, I guess, about upcoming things. But
well, I mean, if you're in Star Wars, would you jeopardize being in a future Star Wars?
Oh, well, definitely not. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right, yeah.
No, like, or anything about that. Like, it's fine. Like, I understand.
But yeah.
Completely. But it was definitely a lot of fun, and I'm hoping we can reach out here again soon to some other Star Wars actors, actresses,
yeah,
artists, like,
definitely.
Builders, I don't know, like, I'm done for all of them. So if you listen to our podcast and
would like to be on the show,
definitely reach out, because we're not opposed.
Absolutely. We love talking to you guys. We love hearing your stories and how Star Wars has affected you and everything, which is what we got to get into with Temi.
Yes.
So without further ado, here's our interview with Temi. So, starting off, we'd like to kind of know a little bit more about you and everything. So, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from?
I'm from England, and originally our family's from Russia.
Oh, cool.
And we moved to England / London when I was 2 years old. And ever since, I've spent the time here.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Have you always been a Star Wars fan?
Yeah, I've been a Star Wars fan since 5 years old, and now I'm 10, turning 11 in November, and
cool.
I still love it.
That's awesome, man. How did you get into Star Wars? Like, who got you into Star Wars?
Well, when I was only 4 years old, my mom found a casting call, and we tried to go through it, and I came to the last stage, but unfortunately they didn't pick me. So in around 3 years or so, they called us back and said, "Would you like to try again?" And we said, "Sure," and I got the part. We didn't know what the film was for around 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
and we were just waiting. What's the film? And then one day they call us and say Star Wars. We didn't sleep that night. I just couldn't believe it.
That's amazing.
awesome.
That's really cool. So before The Last Jedi, have you been really into Star Wars? Like as far as like watching it or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I've been watching all of the episodes every time. I've watched all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now 8, of course.
Of course.
And waiting for the 9th as well.
That's awesome, man. Do you have a favorite Star Wars movie?
I would say my favorite movie is Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, because I really like the fight in the arena.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. And I feel like people just downplay it because they're like, "Oh, it's not that good of a movie," but I like the arena fight too. So, yeah,
It's awesome. It's all out war, man. Like you can't go wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Very
That's cool, man. So we did have a question from one of our listeners that we thought that was kind of cool. So if you could go back and be in any Star Wars movie, which one would it be? So you got to be in The Last Jedi, but if you had a choice of another Star Wars movie, what would it be?
That's a good question. I would probably, as I said, go back to Episode 2, and I would love to be a stormtrooper or a clone
Oh, cool.
in the fight.
That's awesome, man. Do you have a favorite clone?
No, I really don't.
Just all of them? Oh, that's cool. That's awesome, man.
So, what was your favorite part of The Last Jedi?
My favorite part
Was your scene, right? No, I'm just kidding.
I think the favorite part of The Last Jedi for me was the end battle between the ghost of Luke, like the fake Luke, against Kylo Ren when he was confusing him to get the rebels away to safety. I think that's a very good scene because it just shows that there's always a way to escape danger.
Yeah.
I love that. That's really cool.
Very cool. Yeah. I like that too. So you've seen all the movies. So now we need to know, do you have a favorite Star Wars character?
Oh yes, indeed I do. I really like Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's been my favorite Star Wars character since I was 5 years old. I just love him, and I wish he came back at least as a Force ghost because I just love him.
Yeah.
I really do.
I agree.
awesome.
That's awesome. Yes, most definitely.
So you've gotten the unique perspective for a Star Wars fan to actually, be in Star Wars. How crazy cool was that?
I think the max crazy cool level.
So what was your time on set like?
I really liked it. I got to meet 3 of the main characters. I got to meet John Boyega, Daisy Ridley, and Kelly Melly Tran. I really enjoyed talking to them, and John, he helped me out as well because I was a bit shy on set.
Oh.
And he helped me up. He was like, don't be scared, so do what you can and don't be afraid because there's always loads of people. There's a camera pointing right at your face and you're just like, what do I do? What do I do? I can't mess this up. And he just came along and we spent 10 minutes just talking. And I really enjoyed that because he really helped me a lot.
Oh, that's awesome.
Do you have a favorite memory from filming The Last Jedi?
Yeah. I really liked looking at how they made the Favias because the front part of the body, the head was real, and then and at the back it was like metal parts, and I think they added it on by computer, and I really enjoyed watching how the tall Favia was just right above me in that scene where I look up at it when Kelly comes in and says, "We're with the Resistance," and I just look at him, and it was great as well. I really liked it.
That's cool. I feel like that would just be so surreal working with like the animatronics and all this other kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just really, I don't know. It's an interesting perspective. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
So I have a question about your character, Temiri Blagg. When did you find out that your character was going to be Force sensitive?
I didn't know. It was just in that one scene where Ryan told me, look away and try catch the broom. And I was like, okay, does that mean I like have the Force? Because at the back, I don't know what they were doing, but they pushed the broom forwards and I had to catch it. And I just found out that I would be able to use the Force in the movie. And I was so happy as well because I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome, man.
Really cool.
So does that kind of make you a Jedi?
Never know.
I like that answer. I
I do too. So, kind of going back to the set, did you get to like keep anything cool from it? Like any keepsakes? I know you got to wear like the Resistance ring in the movie. Did you get to keep anything cool?
Unfortunately, not.
No. Aw.
So we do have kind of one final question for you. So if you were asked to come back to a future Star Wars TV show or movie, would you be interested in returning to your role?
Definitely, I'd love to be back with all of the characters, the filmmaker, the cameras, everything. I'd love to. Truly.
That's actually all the questions we have for you. But I mean, you're amazing, dude. I really love your character in The Last Jedi. One of my favorite parts, and it makes me smile every time, is when you're letting the fathers go, and you're just like, woo! I love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll get to talk with you again in the future.
Thank you for inviting me as well. I really like being on here.
Absolutely, man. So yeah, so we'll be in touch, and I'll go ahead and let you go because I know you're busy. So thank you to you and your parents for letting you come on and everything, and may the Force be with you, man.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So thank you, Timmy, for sitting down with us and talking with us. We really appreciated you hanging out with us and everything, and to your mom as well for allowing you to hang out with us for a little bit. It was a lot of fun talking with you, and we really loved hearing about all your stories on set and everything. So hopefully we'll get to meet in the future.
Yes, most definitely. Thank you a whole bunch, and hopefully we'll see you again, in the future, whether it be like a celebration or,
yes,
in future interviews or anything like that.
Definitely. And thank you to everyone for listening or watching another episode of Kessel Run Weekly. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. If you leave us a 5-star review, we'll read it on a future episode.
You can also find us on social media at Kessel Run Weekly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and on our newly designed website,
yay,
thanks to Danny, KesselRunWeekly.com.
Yay! And guys, until next time, my name is Danny.
And I'm Kristen.
And may the Force be with you.
Always.